You made a promise, and you made a promise to yourself. You said this was the year. This is the year I'm going to finally do the things that I said I was going to do, and I'm going to do them with fidelity. You said this was the year that you were going to go back to school or start your business or spend time with your kids or lose the weight. This was the year you're going to run a 5K. This was the year that you're going to clean out that closet. This is the year that you are going to stop coming home after work, sitting on the couch and running away. So now that we're here, let's talk about where we are right now with our goals and what it looks like. So let's talk about how you keep your momentum up and you do not fall into the trap, which is the second Friday of January, which is where people start to fall off their goals. These are things that have worked in my own personal life, so I'm a living, walking testimony. They're not suggestions, they are actually things that work. So let's get into the first tip. If you watch my videos, you know I'm all about creating a sustainable system. There is absolutely nothing that you're going to plan out, execute out on paper that is going to be successful if you do not have a system to implement it. If you need any kind of advice on creating systems and goals and all of that, definitely check out this video here where I talk about creating systems and not goals. But you have to create sustainable systems, and sustainable systems don't mean intricate, grandiose systems. Look, I want you to win, and so I'm going to tell you what nobody else is going to tell you. The simpler of your system, the better. But the problem with simple is that people sometimes feel because they watch YouTube or they watch videos that they're not doing this 20-step skincare or this 25-step get up in the morning, pray, yoga, Pilates, go save children and world peace routine in the morning, that somehow their system is less than. No, the simpler, the better. You want to start with small, manageable changes that you can build momentum with and sustain. If you are all of a sudden someone that's getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then you are looking for small, sustainable things that you can do. If it's getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just praying, if it's getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just meditating, then you can add exercise. Then you can add, I want to spend time reading Audible or reading a book during that time period. Like small, sustainable things for the win. Track your progress. Look, I love Notion, and Notion is my template for tracking my progress. You could do it in a good old-fashioned planner. I was looking for my iPad because you could track something in the notes section of your iPad. You could have a calendar and mark off anytime that you hit the streak. Like, just consistently being able to see your progress and then knowing each day that you're accountable for that progress, especially if there's not accountability around you, is just a really good motivator. And quite honestly, it is the reality. Whether you're utilizing the 12-week year or you're utilizing Free to Focus or you're utilizing your own goal system, one of the things that they all emphasize is tracking your work, tracking not your progress necessarily, tracking the actual action that will lead to the output that you're desiring. It is so much more important to track the things that you said you were going to do versus the outcome, because secret, if you do the things that you said you were going to do, naturally the output is going to be desirable or at least better than it would if you didn't. Look for environmental triggers. Like, I'm really big on my environment, my atmosphere being conducive to my goals. So if you know that, like I said, you want to get up in the morning to work out, then have your goals out already. Know what your workout routine is going to be. Have your smoothie ingredients out already. Have the coffee already ready. Have your pre-workout somewhere you can grab it. If you want to come home from work and you want to spend some time reading, have your book someplace in a place that you can grab it. Have your Kindle fully charged so you're ready to go. Have your dinner already kind of mapped on your mind so you're not spending time on doing that. Put your phone someplace where you can't have access to it for 45 minutes. Grab a timer, set it for 30 minutes, and just sit down on the couch uninterrupted if it's possible and just read your book. If you have small children, have an activity for them to do the first time they get in the house. Make it a game for them. One of the things that I used to do with my kids when they were little and they would come in the house and I just needed that time to de-escalate, I was like, okay, y'all, the first 30 minutes we get to have time where we can do what we want to do. And I would let them come in the house and whatever they wanted to do, as long as it wasn't crazy, for that first 30 minutes so I could think. I knew they weren't going to be like doing something crazy. They were probably going to be, you know, watching television or on a Nintendo NES or something. Like, I needed that 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes was fine because they felt like it was cool that they could come in the house and not have to go straight into homework. They were able to do what they wanted to do, and at the end of 30 minutes, they had absolutely no problem coming out of that because you had your time. And once you do the things you need to do, then you can have some more time later. Because if you got more time doing what you want to do, guess what? I got more time doing what I want to do. So figure out what your environmental triggers are to ensure that you are having an environment that's conducive to success. Have a backup plan. Backup plan. Like, I'm Team Virgo over here, so Virgos always have a backup plan, but have a backup plan. I can't tell you how many times I've said, okay, these are the things I'm going to do on the weekend. And then my husband will come in and say X, Y, and Z. And then my plans have to change. Well, I have to have a backup plan. Today was a perfect example of having a backup plan. I was like, yesterday I'm going to do the things I need to do. And I'm going to film this video that you're watching right now. And then he was like, oh, my family's coming over. Well, I can't be upstairs filming a YouTube video with a house full of people, so I had to do it today. So it's having a backup plan ready to go. What does your backup plan look like in the morning if you're not successfully able to get up? What does your backup plan look like in the evening time if you have something that comes up unexpected? What does your backup plan look like? And how do you know the difference between, like, anyone who has responsibilities, whether it's kids, whether it's a husband, whether it's a wife, whether it's family, whether it's commitments and organizations, knows that it's never going to be perfect. Your environment's never going to be perfect. But, and that leads to the last tip, create the things that you can control and make them the way that you want them to be. There's something just very, very empowering about my little environment in my home that I come to. Whether I film my videos in here, whether I'm stretching and doing yoga, whether I'm running on the treadmill, whether I'm praying and looking out the window, having that space that is my own allows me to come to a place of peace, come to a place of joy, come to my own little cut out part of the world. So whether you have a room, whether you have a corner of a closet, whether you have your favorite coffee shop that you go to, whether you have your favorite park bench that you sit out, identify the place in the world where when you are there, you can get grounded and you can get reset in what you need to do. And then, as always with your goals, evaluate them. Are you on track to accomplish them? Are your goals ambitious and they're stretching you, but also realistic? Like, if your goals are something that you know you're not going to be able to sustain, then it's easy to give up on them because you weren't going to be able to do it anyway. I've mentioned this in other videos. Like, your goal is to lose 45 pounds in like 90 days. It's not going to happen unless you're like, on Ozempic or whatever else everybody else is on. And so I think you need to be very realistic about what you are setting out and approaching for yourself, and give yourself some grace. I remember when I started this YouTube channel, I was like, I'm going to do 2 videos every week. I think I've only ever done 2 videos in a week, like 3 times in the whole 10 months I've been doing YouTube. Once I figured out I'd much rather commit and make a promise to myself of doing 1 high quality video a week, then that was a lot easier on myself than trying to do 2 quality videos and driving myself crazy. You're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, but you're gonna get back up. And that's okay. So just know that when you do stumble, that when you do fall, it is absolutely okay to get back up. Do not sit there like we did when we were kids and wait for mom or dad or husband or wife or someone to come along and swoop you up and fix it for you, because no one's coming. You are the person. If you don't pick yourself up, it will not happen. So this is just a quick video to come and remind you of who the hell you are and why you are important, and you owe it to yourself to achieve every goal that you set for yourself. So definitely comment and below. Let me know how things are going with your goals and what it's looking like, and I will see you in the next video.